Let's talk Android fragmentation. Now, with Android fragmentation, you have different versions of the Android operating system, say version 2.2, 2.1, 1.6, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, Cupcake, Gingerbread, and all those other updates. Not only that, you have different versions of Gingerbread, 2.3.2, 2.3.3, 2.3.7, and manufacturers, a lot of them, they fail to update their phones as fast as Google does. I read an interesting article on technobuffalo.com, and I would just like to do a video about it and talk about some of these things so people can more understand about Android and the heart of Android. And what I'm trying to say is that when these manufacturers put out phones like the Droids and the LG phones and all the Samsung Galaxy S phones, you gotta think they're creating their own version of Android. It's like you got, custom Linux distributions, you got Red Hat, Ubuntu, they're all, have their own name, they don't say, hey, we're Linux. They all got their own name. As far as Android goes, it's basically the same way. Android is a baseline operating system, and basically manufacturers just take the base of it and build their own. So you might as well call, the operating system on Droid, not Android, but Moto Blur. You might as well call the operating system on HTC Sense and the operating system on Samsung TouchWiz, because that's what they're built over, And with Google's releases new updates to Android, it just releases that source code so they can build off of it, so they can build whatever they want. Like, they're building their own operating systems like CyanogenMod. Android, the reason they call it Android is a big marketing thing, and it is Android, but it's their own version of Android. So you can't expect that to have good product releases. You can't expect to have always that most updated phone, because the other manufacturers are going to come out with a better processor, bigger screen, and the best thing I can say to do is keep on with Google's flagship phones, the Nexus series, because they're doing the same thing as Apple. They're releasing one phone a year, and they're releasing the most updated operating system with that phone, which is a pure Google experience. Now, that's the best thing you can do, because I was reading online, most product lifespans for Android phones are not even 2 years. The support ends under a year and the updated version comes out. So when you understand Android fragmentation, understand that it's not Google Android, it's what other OEMs are doing to it. But as far as Google Android goes, they're far from fragmented, because they release an updated version of Android for every single one of their phones, and they release one a year. So you're getting the best phone each year it comes out, and it should last you through the year. Even if you have another phone come out with a better processor, your phone should still be one of the top phones if you buy it from Google. And if you upgrade every year, you should be okay. But this is just me talking in my little rant about fragmentation and why I hate people who love Apple say that's the downfall of Android, but they don't really understand open source, and they don't understand the distribution of open source. They gotta understand that Apple's doing the same thing as Google's doing, so you just gotta look at the facts. But anyways, this is Mega Android. Please subscribe, rate this, thumbs up this video, and peace.